of our 4 groups.
All right, cool. And so if I ask you a question like, what is your name? Instead of answering Julie Ernest, you'd say, my name is Julie Ernest. So like, what is CFN, or what is Community Food Network? Community Food Network is kind of, so you're repeating some of my questions.
Okay.
That just helps in the editing process.
Sure.
So really, basically, what is Community Food Network? How do you describe it to people?
Community Food Network is a ministry based on food, starts with food, that gives low-income families opportunity to help meet their own need. It's a group that is run by the people for the people. They do cover all the responsibilities that are involved in running the group. So they order the food for themselves, they choose what they fill their baskets with twice a month. They pick up the food themselves, they deliver the food, they sort the food, they have a small business meeting. It's community-based. They're building community within each of the groups. And that's the benefit, that's the difference between what they experience when they come to Community Food Network and as opposed to going to a food pantry.
Yeah, cool. And that was my next question. So the largest difference between Community Food Network and a food pantry is that they're the ones that are doing the work?
Sure, from the outside. A food pantry tends to be, let me think of the word. A food pantry tends to be transaction-based. The Community Food Network is relationship. So we see them twice a month. At a food pantry, you might see someone who comes, they might be there every month, but when they go away, there's no other relationship that's built with them. You don't know how they're doing. You don't know, changes that are happening in their life. There's no relationship. So Community Food Network builds relationship, not just between myself, that's one of the privileges that I have, but and our member families, but also between the families that belong. So there's lots of interaction outside the group. That's the dignifying part, that they get to come together, working together to meet this physical need, but then beyond that, kind of building the social structure that is absent a lot of times in their lives.
So why is that social structure important?
It brings them a sense of purpose and community. There's emotional support there. There's lots of psychological stuff that's missing that you and I take for granted in the communities where we live. That's just really absent a lot of times in families who live in poverty.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And just to reiterate, so that's the missing piece in like a food pantry model, is that people don't have the relationships and working with one another, and that's important for people in a low income situation.
That's one of the missing pieces. Community Food Network offers a couple of things that food pantries don't. We offer the community that's built there within the walls when our families come twice a month. We also offer a consistency. So food pantries have regulations about how often you can visit and other kind of constraints. They know that they can come here twice a month. They can schedule it, they can count on it. That's kind of a big deal when you're living in food insecurity.